Hi, my name is PApswoude Hardacre, and this presentation describes the evaluation process used for my health promotion restorative health team for improved health outcomes, an unpublished work by myself. Objective is to influence behavioural change and increase awareness of health impacts associated with obesity through education, target recreational and physical activities, and promotion through literature, advertising, and social media. Worldwide statistics on obesity show 16% of adults aged 18 years and over were overweight or obese in 2022, according to the WHO. Australia's obesity rate in 2022 was 66% of the Australian population aged 18 years and over were overweight or obese, according to the Australian Institute of Health and Wellbeing. The target group for health promotion is the northwestern New South Wales, where 4 in 5 adults, or 79%, were overweight or obese. The evaluation process forms part of the initial design and development stage and is ongoing throughout the life of any promotion or project, and is well suited to health promotions. The logic model, according to Milstein, provides a clear picture of how the processes within a project will work, what the expected outcomes are, communicates progress and identifies impacts. Benefits of the logic model include identifying barriers, resources required, stakeholders. It lists aims and anticipated outcomes, effective communication, and prompts redesign of stages where necessary. Drawbacks of the logic model are it is difficult to create and establish boundaries, time-consuming to plan and assess for all actions within a promotion, and cannot identify every impact as there can be outside uncontrolled influences. The logic model table on this slide is an example of the components used in the model, to which an additional column on inputs can be included, detailing resources and infrastructure requirements. Redesign and re-implementation is undertaken when the logic model identifies barriers, gaps, or other issues with a program. Stakeholders identify solutions and the program is reintroduced. Impact and outcome is assessed at the end stage, with analysis of individual program impacts being compared to the promotion objectives set in the design stage. Evaluation process is developed at the beginning stage of the health promotion. The logic model is often used in health promotion for measuring and evaluation, as evidenced by the Victorian Health Department Evaluation Framework. Logic model framework and planning guidelines, extensively detailed in the article by Milstein, include components of the logic model, being purpose or objective, which indicates the focus of the health promotion, the context, which identifies the sociological and environmental climate where the promotion will be undertaken, inputs details resources required for each stage of the promotion, activities explain what functions will be conducted to influence behavioural change. Outputs are evidence that the activities have achieved the goals set, and effects are the final results, whether intended or not, compared against the promotion objectives. The logic model in practice includes health promotion implementation and evaluation, which is ongoing throughout all program processes. It identifies barriers, effectiveness, and omissions which are addressed by redesigning program stages. The redesign of any part of the implementation can effectively be carried out to address identified issues. The redesign process will include resources and time requirements, consultation with stakeholders, and re-evaluation of revised program against impact on objectives. Implementation of the redesign is again evaluated through the logic model, and the same redesign process followed to address any emerging barriers. No health promotion remains unchanged throughout its life, according to Milstein. Logic evaluation of processes identify barriers that can immediately be addressed through redesign. Barriers encountered may include reluctance to participate, requiring a change in focus. Poor response to data collection can be resolved by identifying alternative data sources such as community profiles and census data from the Australian Bureau of Statistics. Low attendance at programs may reveal barriers linked to remoteness, lack of transport, low socioeconomic means, or lack of interest. Redesign resolutions can include subsidies for transport, provision of free transport, provision of nutritional balanced meals or morning teas, or supply of free promotional merchandise. Redesigning any stage of the health promotion, according to Milstein, should include stakeholder and community consultation for feedback and solution brainstorming, resources available for redesign such as staff and facilities, time frame required and whether it fits into the health promotion timetable, suitability of redesign and whether it will effectively reach projected impact outcomes. Goals may need to be reassessed. Expansion or refocus of activities may be necessary to achieve goals and objectives. The rationale behind redesign and re-implementation requires resource availability, requiring ingenuity and extensive planning when implementing a health promotion in a remote area. Staff engagement and accommodation involves consideration of willingness to relocate, accommodation availability and affordability, transport and mobility access, possibilities of work from home or remotely where appropriate, and engagement of university students seeking work experience. Office accommodation availability, including accessibility and fit for purpose, may require fit-out costs. Availability of nutritional food may be in low supply and expensive. Solutions could be subsidising freight costs and increased delivery frequency to make fresh food more accessible and affordable. Telecommunication, computer and office equipment supplies, availability and reliability are impacted in remote communities, requiring supply of integrated up-to-date technology such as satellite telecommunications for all remote communities. Computer equipment, programming and technology also needs to be compatible and of a standard to facilitate good communication and effective, reliable data analysis. Smaller remote communities may feel left out, and it is important to create inclusiveness through development of virtual activities, provide free transport for whole of community activities, undertake face-to-face contact regularly, and inclusion of meal supply and free merchandising. Cultural diversity in health promotion discusses the importance of incorporating cultural diversity within health promotions to improve health outcomes and achieve health equality as evidenced by Upshaw. Evaluation should ensure culturally centred surveys, questionnaires, literature and activities which can be achieved through review by a cultural consultant. Representation of First Nations and culturally and linguistically diverse groups should be required at all stages of planning and design. Similar representation in meetings, focus groups and planning associated with education and nutrition are important to achieve embedded cultural sensitivity in all stages of the health promotion. Measuring and evaluation of impact and outcomes, according to the Victorian Department of Health report on evaluation of health promotions, details the design of the impact evaluation plan as follows. Identifies impact indicators from stage evaluations, decides on minimal targets to achieve outcomes, identifies data indicating behaviour change such as increased physical activity, identifies information needed and collection method, i.e. questionnaires and surveys, and identifies support processes which enable achievement of objectives. Review of impact evaluation plan, which was developed at the planning stage, also requires evaluation as stages are redesigned. The process should review data collection parameters attributed to evaluation reports on all program stages, data parameter appropriateness being the identified analysis data for interviews, questionnaires and surveys, data recording processes to ensure data is accurate and appropriate for analysis, and data analysis accuracy used for statistical analysis and or content analysing of qualitative data for preparation of report, tables, graphs and charts. SMART objectives or goals, as referenced by SWAN, sets the goals within logic modelling to assess within each evaluation. SMART goal setting is used in planning the health promotion. The acronym of SMART explained is specifying clearly the goals to achieve, measuring goal progression listed in a Gantt chart, achievability assessment at all progression stages, relevancy of actions to obtaining outcomes, time frame reappraising of targets regularly. SMART goal setting for impact outcome evaluation requires that goals set are reviewed and adjusted regularly for each phase of the promotion. Negatives of using the SMART goal evaluation as referenced by Day are lack of vision outside of goal achievements, which regular review objectives can create refocus, singular focus on the task at hand rather than on the outcomes, lack of objectivity, which can be resolved through provision of progress updates and listing upcoming requirements and responsibilities. Competition and conflict to achieve goals can be minimised through working in teams and focus meetings. Stress, pressure and low morale resolved through field trips. Actions to ensure SMART goals remain relevant are focus groups participation, data analysis of surveys and interviews, participation numbers reporting, connection with stakeholders and community groups regularly for feedback, discussions with service providers such as GPs and Aboriginal controlled health organisations, and regular review of activities as well as assessments of interest and effectiveness. So in summary, successful outcomes of health promotional objectives are facilitated through extensive consultation with community stakeholders, including First Nations and culturally diverse groups, local government, education institutions, business community and other organisations. Proper planning for culturally, ethical and informative centred literature, marketing and promotional activities. Setting SMART goals following consultation and analysis of research data and planning around community, socio-economic and environmental landscapes. Effective communication between all stakeholders, partners, community groups through regular reporting. Continuing evaluation at all progress stages of the promotion, and analysis of data as it comes to hand to provide input for redesign and re-implementation if and when needed to ensure best practice and attainment of objectives. Following slides present the references used in this presentation.